"30 years from now, when you're like, holy crap, Bitcoin's the only money in town." Ryan, you were so right. Yep.
Unrealized losses, bro.
Hey, would you like to be a Bitcoin mogul too? Swipe up. Yeah, so welcome to season 2 of the vlog. We've been gone for a minute. Life's gotten crazy. All of us have expanded in our authority, in our ministry capacity. I got expanded here too, if I'm gonna be honest, eh?
Not me, I'm on day 30 of Whole 30.
Oh, okay. He's
Tomorrow I'm eating ice cream.
That's cool. So, catch you guys up for the 5 of you that have watched the vlogs. No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot of people that watch it. So if you're catching up in here, we got some news to share with all y'all. This guy is leaving us.
Yeah.
So why are you doing that? Why did you go?
I don't know how to like.
I don't know. How long have we known each other? 10 years at this point? 8 years?
No, since 2011.
2011. Josh and I met 2011. He texted me wanting to get together and just pick my brain about worship. And I did the worship leader thing and I said, yeah, man, let's do coffee. And Josh said, no. I'm like, okay.
Jamba Juice.
Cool, you want Jamba Juice? Smoothies? He said, no. All right, what's your jam?
Ice cream.
He likes ice cream.
Yeah.
So he and I began meeting over ice cream, talking about ministry. And through just a bunch of life, he led with us a little bit at the church here at Shelter Cove, and then went through a couple other jobs, and then eventually came to our church as graphic designer and worked into the worship ministry director for our church. And it's been a heck of a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, so we met in 2011 in Modesto, California, and then I moved to Colorado. We stay in touch. That's when you launched the Church Collective.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 2012.
13, but yeah.
Yeah, same thing. And then went from there to, I went to Vegas, and then from Vegas came here and joined you guys at Shelter Cove. And it's been a wild ride, Mr. Toad.
Right. The rest is history, and the future is before us. So Josh and I have been talking for, I don't know, feels like maybe a half a year, just on kind of like maybe a sense of God's doing something new. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think really just I became a dad in December 2017, and that was a big milestone for me. And I think really since last fall, like last autumn time, just really feeling that sense of God prompting and pushing and wanting to be obedient, but also being very scared at the same time, and not really knowing what it meant to be obedient in that, but feeling like this current season of ministry that I'm in was coming to an end. And I didn't know what that looked like, but felt that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just a few weeks ago, if you're watching this when it's fresh coming out, Josh let me know and then began to let the team know. Reached out to the guys at Slingshot. Shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. And yeah, been a number of conversations. And as we're recording this, Josh is flying out tomorrow to go check out a church in Illinois, see if it's potentially the place that he needs to go. But I know I'm personally just blessed by just how healthy this whole thing's been. I know a number of guys and gals that just haven't been through healthy, both on the ones that are leaving and on being asked to leave and go. Churches are weird.
Being asked to leave.
Yeah, they're being asked to leave. John Chris just did a whole video about all the various ways you can be fired.
Do you want to take a sabbatical without pay and never come back?
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason he's making those jokes, because like church work is weird, and like changing jobs in the church is usually filled with a lot of anger, a lot of angst, and we kind of bake. For me, it's always like everything always becomes like this massive spiritual issue. So if you're leaving a church, you're kind of either being disobedient to God or like you put this big spiritual thing in there, when at the end of the day, it might just be something that God's involved in it too. But yeah, it's not this massive, doesn't have to be this massive explosion.
Yeah, I think there's two ways that this usually plans out. Maybe there's a third way that we've never seen before, but there's usually two ways. And one is when you come to the realization that this current season of ministry you're in is coming to an end, you have two options. One, acknowledge that and begin trying to figure out what that next season looks like. And so what usually happens when someone does that is they start interviewing, they send emails, and they don't tell anyone apart from the churches they're looking at. And then what happens is I would go to Ryan and say, hey man, I love you, but this Friday is my last day because I'm going to be leading somewhere else from now on.
Right.
And that's just, it's safe to a certain extent, and you kind of keep your control in your own little world.
Sure.
But it's not healthy.
I mean, the reality too, like you saying, doing it like that, like the reality for a lot of people is that sometimes a lead pastor, if I go to a lead pastor and say, hey, I'm feeling like God's bringing me somewhere else, sometimes that lead pastor will be like, cool, you're fired.
And that's the other reality. So the other way of doing it is when you come to that realization of, I think I need to move on, you can go to your leadership with open hands and say, hey, I feel like this is what God's calling me. And, you know, every church out there, honestly, is going to talk a good game. And they're going to say, we're with our people, we support our people. But we all know stories of guys that have walked into those meetings and then walked out with a box in their hand. But it can be one of the most freeing and most healthy things, and you'll know that you did it the right way.
Sure.
Regardless of what happened here at Shelter Cove, I know that I did the right thing.
Yeah.
And the reality is if you come to a place where you know God is calling you to take a step of obedience and to see what more He has for you, you can't mess that up. Whether you get fired or whether you're in your same season for another 3-4 months, whatever that looks like, God has a plan and a purpose. And one, whatever He wants is going to happen. And two, you can't mess that up.
Right.
And so just resting in that knowledge is helpful.
Yeah. So part of what we'd love to do with this new season of the vlog, since we're just entering the season, like I said, Josh is hopping on a plane tomorrow morning, heading over to Illinois, is to just kind of document this for our sake. I know we haven't done the vlog. We've missed doing it just for our own sake. It's been fun to go back, and we'll go back and just kick on the old stuff and just see what we've done in ministry. So if you want to come along with us, that's fantastic. We're happy you're watching it. But just selfishly, we're excited to be able to have this down and look at it 5 years from now. I'm just excited to see where Josh is going to be, where Shelter Cove is going to be, what he's going to do.
Yeah, knowing our story, I'll be back here in 5 years.
I know, like it'll be quite a journey that'll bring him back here. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can send us a message. Probably your best bet is to hit us up at the Church Collective on Instagram. Shoot a DM over there. You'll catch me. You'll catch Josh. You might also catch Chris Bellamy, who's not on this shot, but he's a wonderful guy. Yeah. So just
here's a picture of him right here.
Yeah, probably playing the sax. It's great. Now James has to help. James is our video guy. Here's a picture of James. But yeah, we'd love for you to follow along with us, and we're excited for what God is going to do. And yeah, excited for all the support we've had for the Church Collective. We've been in a season where we haven't done a whole lot. We have a conference coming up in about 6 weeks. Hopefully, Josh is still with us within 6 weeks. But if this job goes great, he may not be. But we're doing some big things for Church Collective in 2019, and hopefully this little vlog will give you a little window into the fact that, yeah, not only do we run whatever the Church Collective is to you, but also we all work at church too, and we're in the trenches there with you. And if we can be any help, you feel like you need to leave your church, we'd love to be able to help you navigate that.
Are you a church that needs a new worship leader? Let me know.
Hey,
are you a worship leader that needs a new job?
Let me know. we got that figured out. This is really just an ad. So